This is Selena Yvette, host of Stories from Planet Earth. Thanks for listening to the following show on Public House Media.
Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. Albert Schweitzer. Hello, welcome to Choose to Rise. I'm so grateful that you came and pushed play today, because today we're going to be talking about how happiness is not the result, but the starting point for a lot of things in our life. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. And so a lot of people get this backwards. And so today I want to share with you some tips and strategies that I get from my friend Sean Aker, as well as my friend Albert Schweitzer. And yes, I call them friends because anybody that you can pick up in a podcast, in a book, in an article, anything that you can learn and grow from can instantly become your best friend. And so today I want to share with you some tips and strategies about the happiness advantage and about how you can use happiness as your key to success and not success to your key to your happiness. So back in 2005, like 15 years ago now, but decades after Albert Schweitzer's first quote, there was an article published in the Psychological Bulletin that really proves that Albert Schweitzer is right. And according to the study, happy people are more likely to secure job interviews, to be evaluated more positively by supervisors, and to obtain a job, and then to show a superior performance and productivity to handling their managerial job. So they're more likely to be productive. They're more likely to have less burnout. They're more likely to have a positive, happy career, which leads to a positive, happy life, which leads to positive, happy lifestyles, right? The study also shows that happy people tend to be more creative, as well as they get stronger coping skills and problem-solving skills and achieving goals and setting goals, working hard. And oh my goodness, all of these things are the roadmap to success. But it all starts at happiness. Now, you might be thinking, but what is success? Like, do I have to hit this high level of somebody else's standards? And I will tell you that that's where I got caught up to. And I want to tell you that the happiness is the key to success. But what is success? Success is a personal definition. Success, like my friend Laura Gassner-Otting, that she wrote the book Limitless, she really talks about how success is your own personal definition. It's your own definition of based on the universal principles, values, things that you find worthy, and the things that you want to achieve out of life. You're going to find all of these things on the journey of life as you go along. But I really also want to think about, like Russell Geiger's explains, happiness has to do with action, has to do with being engaged in something, having purposeful values, really taking action in life and being engaged in what you're doing in life. So our successes do bring happiness, yes, because you're engaged in the things that already make you happy, you're finding the joy that's built up inside of you, the things that God's placed in you as the skills and abilities to create the success that you're looking for. So the road to success starts and ends with happiness, because in the journey, as long as our definition of success is valid, and it really comes from our hearts, that's where we're really going to find the most purpose and value in life as well. So success can also lead to unhappiness. And I know that this is probably where a lot of people, and myself included for a long time, felt like this is where we always had that quote backwards, because success can lead to unhappiness when we use it in a negative sense. So during his residential time at Harvard as a director of people, Sean Aker, the guy who wrote this book, The Happiness Advantage, How Positive Brain Fuels Success in Work and Life. It's super good. You should totally check it out. He talked about how he noticed that a high number of students were super unhappy just 2 weeks after starting the school, in spite of their great achievement and a super big excitement of making it into Harvard, right? The stress of homework and exams replaced any feelings of accomplishment that they'd had thus far. They completely shifted off of, I was getting good grades, to focusing on grades are the only thing that defined my life. And they're really putting all of their effort and their value and their worth into what other people defined as what was successful. So I want to kind of take that what Aker does in his decade-long research and connection between success and happiness, and that we can kind of bridge the gap a little bit. once we achieve our goal, our brains move to a goal post, the next one that we need to look at. He says, if happiness is the opposite side of success, your brain never gets there, right? Like it's always like, oh, I've hit this one. Now I got to get to the next one. Oh, now I got to get to the next one. And we just never seem to get to the point of happiness. And this neurological research shows that when we achieve our goal, our brain releases a feel-good chemical called dopamine as a reward, right? You feel this kind of as you're like maybe playing a video game, and that's like where the first level is super short and then the second level gets a little longer. You know what I mean if you've done those things, right? And this burst of feel good has this long-term feeling of well-being, of happiness that occurs when the hormones oxytocin and serotonin are released in our bodies as well. So reaching a goal does bring happiness chemically in our body, but only for a short period of time. And once that chemical kind of wears off in our body, we need to be able to know our worth and our value that's outside of that as well. So again, succeeding again at something else in order to feel that burst of happiness is going to produce a unhappiness loop or an achievement loop that just keeps having to go. Similar to the high from a drug, we need to get another success achievement to feel good again. So there's 3 ways goals can lead to unhappiness. And this is where I want you to avoid, and I want you to go in the other direction. So we're going to first identify the 3 ways goals can lead to unhappiness. Well, just like the drug addiction, the constant need for another hit of success, that dopamine that can cause us to ignore other things in our life so that we can just feel good and be accomplished and have gratitude and take a walk in nature. Like we get rid of all those things that can really bring happiness to us because we have to reach for that goal, have to reach for that goal. But instead, you can do good things for yourself that are more of self-care and more of relaxing and still find that joy and peace. The second way is when we don't reach that goal, then we start to feel poorly about ourselves. And that is never a good thing. And so then we just start to attach not achieving goals or avoiding reaching the goal as the thing that we should be doing next to avoid that pain. So we avoid success's addiction by getting rid of achieving goals? Absolutely not. Don't throw the bathwater out with the baby, right? Or the baby out with the bathwater, however you say that. Our brains are hardwired to reward achievement for a good reason, okay? Working towards improvement is good for our survival and the survival of our community. We have to keep growing. We have to keep changing. We have to keep adapting. We have to keep getting better. Otherwise, we're just going to sit still and get lost in the shuffle. So our desire to succeed is a good thing, but we have to use it to build upon our happiness, not to build to our happiness. Do you see where the difference is there? So let's revise that map a little bit and let's look at what success could look like. So number 1, our own happiness is a starting point. Sean Aker shares in his TED Talk and in his book about how we can rewire your brain to find more happiness. The first one is establish your personal definition of success. Not what your mom thinks is successful, not what your boss thinks is successful, or the people around you that are telling you what you should look like, be like, do like, things like that, right? You have to determine your own personal definition of success. This will help determine your destination, who you want to become, create the framework for the big picture of your success, and really help you live out your purpose and find value and worth in the actions that you are doing and not trying to live up to somebody else's standards. Number 3 is determine your purpose, right? Now that you know who you are and what you're trying to go for, like why? Well, your purpose, the reason you are driven to action will motivate you. Simon Sinek points out that the difference between the people and organizations is that they succeed when others fail is that they know their purpose, their cause, their belief, their why. And he adds that it's not about making money. It's about living out your power, and it's doing the things that are going to achieve your big picture in life, your purpose. And then number 4 is determine your principles and your values and your budget. Okay. Integrity, friendships, honesty, fairness, your purpose might be worth the sacrifice of certain things, right? And of your values, but only you can determine that. However, with many principles and values, budgets be set beforehand. And so it's easy to let go of the principles and values in order to stay close to that budget goal. Well, I really want you to not focus so much on the budget as it is focusing on who you are and what you stand for. You will find the money. You will find the way of funding what you're wanting to do. You will find the opportunities that you go forward if you believe in what you're doing enough. The universe is going to bless you in a million ways if you allow it to and not limit yourself based on a few dollars and cents. Number 5, set goals that support your purpose. Now, the goals you choose should be the goals that fulfill your purpose. Your purpose will inspire and motivate you to work to achieve those goals. A key point here is making sure that you have an accurate alignment, that your goals are going towards the purpose that you have for yourself. For example, like if you want to set a purpose as a good parent, earning lots of money in order to give a child all these toys and all the extras and things and pay for private schools and all the things like that, that is great. But that's not necessarily being a great parent. Like having tons of money doesn't make you a great parent. Being present in your child's life is what makes you a great parent. And you get to actually decide that. So what am I telling you for? Okay. Number 6, gather your tribe of cheerleaders and your support system. It really matters who you hang out with. It really matters who you tell your dreams to. And it really matters who you surround yourself as you're working towards a goal. As you keep moving towards this goal, like-minded people will be drawn to you, and you will be drawn to those like-minded people who are going to help sustain your courage and your motivation to keep going. So who you hang out with matters. If you really want to do something amazing with this goal, you have to make sure that you're surrounding with the people that have gone there or that are going there with you. Number 7, keep focus on the big picture. Like Shawn Achor talks about in his book, it's easy to fall into that dopamine success trap and become so focused on the goal that we lose sight of our purpose. Intentionally keep your eye on the big picture. Really focus on how your goals and how your actions are going to get you to the end result that you want. You don't have to consume all the crazy stuff. You don't have to put so much time and energy and resources into going for something that isn't going to get you where you want to go anyway. So make sure your efforts are going to go to where you want. Number 8, learn from the success and failure of goals. I always say that failure is not a stopping point. Failure is a yield sign. Failure is an opportunity for you to learn, to get back up again and do something better with it the next time. So use the tools that you have. Move closer to the destination of your goal. When you find yourself succeeding and achieving, learn from that failure. And that's the best kind of learning. Number 9, recognize and celebrate the progress, not the process, right? So it's not only helps keep the big picture as center focus, it helps provide you with motivation to keep going. Looking back and seeing how far you've come and then looking forward and seeing where your next steps are going to be is huge. All right. So if you start with happiness, create a personal definition of success that is valid, that is going to fulfill your soul, that gives you destination in terms of your meaningful purpose for which you were created for here on this earth, and it gives you direction and structure for your goals, the rest of the road trip becomes a whole fulfilling journey, that your happiness leads to success, and your success is going to be meaningful, productive, and pursuit of great joy and happiness in your life. And when all of that kind of comes together, it just becomes this magical thing of life that you won't want to let go of. So I hope and pray that something I've shared with you today, these little tips and strategies, that you love this happiness cycle, that you get going in this journey and just creating more and more sense of well-being and happiness in your life. You should pick up Shawn Achor's book. It's absolutely amazing. You should also pick up Limitless by Laura Gossing-Otter. I don't have her book with me in the moment, but I wish I did to show you. It's super amazing. And I hope that you come back here again next time and check us out here at Choose to Rise. Tell all your friends about us, and I hope to see you back here again next time. Bye.